All right, here's the deal. I have not edited this deck at all, but I have figured out at least two cards, maybe three, in this deck that need to be changed out. And, well, maybe four. We'll see. And that is these cards here. We've got Hall of Heroes, War Room, and two copies of Dive Bomb. But I do want to try this deck out again because there's reasons that these cards are in here, and I think they might work for maybe a different scenario. Though we are still going to take up against the Sinister 6 today, I wanted to really consider these cards. If they come up to bear, do I use them as resources more, or do I just play them and hope they work? What happens? Do I try to pay for something more important? What's going on with these cards in particular? So we're going to think about that as we play against the Sinister 6 here. I'm going to give the player deck here a good shuffle. Then we will choose which two villains are going to start in play. And we'll go from there. We're using Cindy Moon again, of course. Or I guess her name is Silk. And we're just going to keep trying her out, at least in this aggression deck, until I feel comfortable with her. Until I feel like this deck is going to consistently perform fairly well. So we could be playing with her for a while. Eventually, we may take her up against different villains just because, we're kind of maybe struggling a little bit with the Sinister 6 or something along those lines. So I feel like that's a pretty good shuffle there. We'll put those cards there. Cindy Moon will be here. Grab a ready token. Now, I've got a different item here today. We're starting here with our Sinister 6. There is our main scheme. And the side scheme will go just right there. It's a little bit of a glare. I think it's actually here. So I think it goes with 20 threat on it there. 5, 10, 15, and 20. Perfect. We have 20 threat on that scheme. Sinister synchronization. Choose X villains at random, where X is one more than the number of players. So that's two villains. Put those villains into play. Place the active counter on the villain with the lowest activation order value and set the other villains aside. Put the light at the inside scheme into play. Trap side face up. So we've already done that part. Let's choose our villains. So today I actually brought a D6, which is going to be really helpful. So we're going to roll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and see what we get. So we got 3, so that's Hobgoblin and Vulture. All right. I don't love that. Maybe it's not the worst. We'll see. So we're going to take the rest of these guys, put them aside. We may see the D6 again. We got those two guys right up there. They are in order of that. And then, of course, Hobgoblin gets the active counter. We'll flip this up. This comes into play with 2 threat on it and goes up with 1 threat per turn. Okay, we've got the player deck shuffled. Here is the villain deck, or the encounter deck, as it is actually called. We've got everything in here. We're giving it a bit of a shuffle. We do need to set out the health dials for everyone. All right. Perfect. There we go. That looks good. We have 9 hit points here on Hobgoblin. I'll put these health points up here. And 7, which is actually really nice on Vulture there. All right. Everything is set up, I believe. So let's go ahead and draw our starting hand of 6. We got Spider Reflexes, Wall Crawl, Across the Spider-Verse, Ghost Spider, Swinging Silk Kick, and Spider Woman. Oh, this is hard. We could keep Across the Spider-Verse in hand and then use it to bring back Spider Woman or Ghost Spider. So we'll go ahead and discard these two and Swinging Silk Kick. Is Wall Crawl worth keeping? I think Reflexes is. I think we need to be able to try and defend with more if we can. I think we get rid of Wall Crawl here. So that's 4 cards in our discard. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ingenuity. That is a solid card to start with. Okay. So I think we could do this. Do that to play for Ingenuity, and then use one of those to play for Across the Spider-Verse. And hang on to Smooth as Silk and Spider Reflexes. I think that's good. Let me think. Let me think through this real quick. Yeah, okay. So here we are. First use of Hall of Heroes as a resource. It's going to bring Ingenuity into play. We'll hold on to Smooth as Silk, although... No, that's a hero action. We'll go ahead and flip up. That's the wrong card. Flip up here into Silk form. And it would be really good to get an ally in, right? Or do we hold on? Excuse me. Do we hold on here to Across the Spider-Verse and bring it back later and try to get Spider Reflexes in? If we do that, she's not getting any extra defense because she doesn't have anything. What I could do is use Across the Spider-Verse, not get an ally in right now, be able to defend better. Although they don't attack for very much, either of them. I mean, he attacks for the most. Yeah, I think what we're going to do here, I'm going to use Ingenuity and Across the Spider-Verse to pay for Spider Reflexes. That does not... does not get exhausted. Then I'm going to play Smooth as Silk. It says choose an enemy or scheme and play. So there's only Sinister 6. Discard cards from the top of the encounter deck. Nice. Until the top card from the same encounter set as the chosen card is discarded, tuck that card under Silk. So now we have a Sinister 6 card tucked under her. She will be able to defend for more should we choose to. Does give her another tucked card, which is nice. And then now what she's going to do is go ahead and thwart one here off Sinister Synchronization, and then we'll ready and draw up. I think that was a pretty good start. We're not getting any damage out here, and we have lost our ability to pull Web Warriors from the discard pile. So now we get J. Jonah, Investigative Journalism, Spider-Man, Kobe Brown, Web of Life, and Destiny. All right. I think I know what I'm going to do next turn. Okay. So threat goes up by 1. We get attacked by Hobgoblin. If he damages me, we take 2 indirect damage. If he doesn't damage me, okay, so I don't want to take any more damage than we need to. Plus, I need to set my hit points. There we go, 10. All right, so he's going to attack. I'm defending for 3 plus 1, so 4. He's going to attack for 1. No, no boost icons there, so I don't take any extra damage. As the attacking enemy, after this attack, the top card of the encounter discard pile under Silk. So that's another Sinister 6, which is going to be great if we get some of her other upgrades. Okay. So that's Hobgoblin. We move the activation icon over, and we reveal an encounter card, which is Partnership of Pain. When revealed, the villain with the highest activation order, so that's him, attacks me with plus X attack, where X is equal to the total attack of all other villains in play. So he's attacking for 2, 3 plus a boost, 3, no boost, and that gets rid of an assault. So it takes me down to 7. After Vulture attacks and damages you, choose and discard a card from your hand. Move the active counter to the villain. Next activation order. Okay. I think we get rid of Investigative Journalism. Dang, that really stinks. That ruined my plan. So now this moves back to Hobgoblin. Okay, so now I'm exhausted. I have no way to thwart anything. Web of Life and Destiny is going to be good to get down. Ooh, actually, okay. I should have kept investigative journalism in my hand, but we're going to use Ingenuity, Spider-Man, and J. Jonah to pay for Hobie Brown. So he's going to come in. He can take 3 damage, and when he leaves play, he deals damage to the villain, so the active one, by the number of boost icons. Once he leaves play, we could draw a card. So that's good. He's going to actually thwart the 2 here off the main, and he'll take 2 consequential damage there. That is the end of my turn, so I will ready and draw up to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not bad. We have something we can do at least. Okay. Threat goes up by 1. Thank you, Hobie, for taking it down. Hobgoblin's going to attack for 1 plus a boost. Hobie is actually going to defend this. 1, 2, 3, 4. That defeats Hobie. When Spider-Man leaves play, so he's going to be discarded now because he's going to leave play. Sorry about the framiness of everything going on here and the delay. It's a little strange, but I'm having to use Wi-Fi to connect everything, so that might be part of it. But bear with me, please, and hopefully it still works. All right, so he's leaving play. We discard the top 3 cards of the encounter deck. 1, 2, 3. And we deal damage to the villain equal to the number of boost icons discarded this way. So he is going to be damaged. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's going to take 5 points of damage. Takes him down to 4. Did I really discard? No, okay, good. So that's good there. Then this gets moved to Vulture. He did leave play, so we get to draw a card. Ooh, Auto Octavius. We'll have to see what we want to do. Okay. And we get an encounter card, which is a Treachery Advance. So the villain schemes. So he's going to scheme for 1, 2, and deal 1 indirect damage to each player. In Expert mode, deal 1 additional indirect damage. My camera just blipped out. Sorry. Don't know what's going on. So I'm going to take a... He's going to scheme for 1, 2. So he's going to scheme for 2. And then I take an indirect damage. Or I take 2 indirect damage because I'm an expert. It is a treachery, so we do get this tucked under us. Now, if I did miss a treachery earlier, please let me know. Okay, so I didn't end up taking anything there. All right, so I'm going to use Genius, okay, for Spider Claws. So now when I attack, I get +1 for each under of the same encounter, which is good. So now do I bring in auto? If I do, still don't have enough. Let's see, I can get boot camp in. Okay. So I'm going to use Ingenuity and Madam Web to pay for Spider-Man Auto Octavius. He's going to come in. He is then going to ready an upgrade I control. There is no tech. I did not have a tech upgrade, unfortunately. So we're going to instead, do that. We're going to use the Power of Aggression and Ingenuity to play Boot Camp, which is going to give each ally I control +1 attack. Now Spider-Man is attacking for 3, if he so chooses. Now, I need to do... I will go ahead and as Silk, I'm going to attack Hobgoblin. And Hobgoblin is going to take 2, 3, 4 points of damage. And that defeats him. He gets removed from play. And removes 4 threat from a side scheme. Okay. Then I think Spider-Man will fort for 1, bringing this down to 2. Hopefully making it okay for me to flip down. And then we'll ready and draw. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Threat will go up by 1. He will scheme for 1 plus a boost. 1, 2, 3. Putting that at 6. And we get an encounter card. Gain Surge into Under Fire, which surges and reveals the top card of the deck. So this surges into Surprise. Gain Surge. Resolve the ambush ability on the main scheme. So we get a rando. So we'll re-roll 6. Okay, so we got 1, which is Dr. Octopus. That is the activation order number on him. Ambush. You just place the active counter on it and add 2 threat to light at the end. Okay. So that moves away. That is a treachery, but unfortunately I was not in hero phase for that. He does have 8 hit points. Okay. Now we have Team Leader. Attached to the villain with the lowest activation order, so that is Doc Ock. And I just can't remove threat from the main scheme until he's defeated. Great. And finally, Master Plan adds 4 threat to a side scheme. Cool. All right. We made it through. I'm going to use Strength to pay for Albert Moon. We'll put our supports there. I'm going to... I think he would actually be... he should have taken a consequential earlier. Albert Moon is going to exhaust to heal me for 3. So back up at 8. I'm going to discard... yeah, we're going to discard Advance to gain 2 more cards to my hand. Okay. Then I'm going to flip up. Spider-Man is going to swing for 3 at auto. That defeats Spider-Man. He leaves play. Web of Life and Destiny allows me to draw a card. We can get Scarlet Spider in, maybe? Or do we melee? That's probably not a bad idea. Okay. Ingenuity and the Power of Aggression are going to be 3 resources to play for melee. Deal 3 damage to an enemy, so we'll deal 3 damage here to Doc Ock. And then we'll deal 3 damage to Vulture. I'm going to do... Do I do 2 for Outwit or get an ally in? If I do 2 for Outwit, I can hold on to the Silk Kick. Yeah. So we'll do 2 for Outwit, which we'll end up using later. We'll actually put this here with Spider Claws. It makes more sense in my brain. And then we'll use Smooth as Silk to do a discard until we get a Sinister 6 card. Now she's got 3 tucked under her. And this This is actually going to stink because I know this is going to pop. Well, actually, it may not. Potential. So I'm going to attack Doc Ock for 2, 3, 4, 5 from Spider Claws. So that defeats Doc Ock, removes team leader. He gets removed from play, and 4th threat gets removed there. Perfect. Okay, so I can do a lot of defending, which will be good because he will make me want to discard a card. So we'll ready and draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Threat goes up by 1. So that's at 7, which we have 1 left. And he's going to attack for 2 plus a boost. 2. I think I'm going to defend for 3. And then when Soak defends, exhaust. It does exhaust. Ah, I misread that last time. Exhaust Spider reflexes. For this attack, she gets +1 defense. So I'm defending for 6 because he's from Sinister 6. And then, so that's 2, 3. I defended for 6. I take no damage. And then this card now becomes tucked under me as well. So that's caught off guard. We got something from the standard set, which really, I guess, is going to be good for drawing cards. I don't love getting stuff from the standard set revealed against me, but is what it is. It doesn't help me really to have it tucked under there, except for that it keeps me from having to deal with stuff. Okay. So now he's attacked, did not damage me. We get an encounter card, which is he's going to attack me again. So for 2, just 2, I take 2 damage and have to discard a card from my hand. Wall Crawl, Eidetic Memory, or War Room. Okay. That handles the villain phase. Okay, so we really need to work on threat. But I am there. Okay. Ooh, okay. I'm going to use Ingenuity to play Wall Crawl. Remove 2 threat from a scheme. Remove 2 threat from here. Then I can choose a scheme and I discard a card tucked under Silk from the same encounter set as the chosen scheme to remove. So I'm going to go ahead and discard a card. So that is a Sinister 6. And we'll remove 3 threat from here, saving us from that popping relatively or anytime soon. Then I do have 3 resources in my hand. Ooh, which is good. I'm going to do 3 resources for a swinging silk kick to deal 7 damage to Vulture. Vulture is defeated, which means I remove 7 threat from here, bringing this down to 11. All right. As long as we don't see like Scorpion or something, that's good. So I'm going to go ahead and flip down here. I think I should be okay. And when I flip down, Albert Moon is going to heal me for 3. And I will ready, draw up to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is the last card in my deck, so I get an encounter card. Unfortunate thing about the Sinister 6 is that you don't win if you defeat all the villains like we did. You actually have to keep playing. All right, so there's that. So choose a set-aside villain at random. So forced interrupt. When a villain would activate, if no villain is in play, resolve this card's ambush ability. Continue that activation. So villain. Okay, so threat goes up by 1. A villain would activate. There is no villain, so we roll our die. We get a 2. Number 2 is shoot, Electro. So he's going to scheme for 2. Just 2, but we get a minion with toughness. He's from Guerrilla Tactics, which means that I have nothing to... I can't pierce him. But we do have our deck shuffled, so we can potentially get back to, what's her name? But at least he doesn't have guard either. He has 8 hit points here. So he's attacked. No, he's schemed for 2, which means this goes up to 5. He schemed for 2, put him in play. Then we get our encounter cards. So the first one, a Treachery, surprise. This card gains Surge and cannot be canceled. Resolve the ambush ability on the main scheme. Ambush, choose a set-aside villain at random. 1, so that's going to be Doc Ock. Put him into play. Place the active counter on it, and then I get to place 2 threat on light at the end. Alright, so that resolves that. Here is this card it searched into. Gain Surge. Replace 1 threat on the main scheme for each enemy in play. Places 2 threat. Really wish I was actually in a hero mode. Okay. Then we get Teamwork Makes the Dream Work. Comes in with 5 threat, and each enemy gets +1/+1. Finally, we get a life-size decoy, again with toughness. Okay. Love it. Love it. Now it is my turn. Albert Moon is going to take the top card of the encounter deck for Cindy. Then I'm going to discard Caught Off Guard to draw 2 cards. We get Ghost Spider and Melee. Melee could be good. Forgot to give Doc Ock his 8 hit points. I'm going to go ahead and flip up here into Silk. Ingenuity is going to play Endurance, so I get an extra 3 hit points. Takes me up to 12. Total of 13. Dive Bomb and Melee are going to be 2 resources to pay for organic webbing. Then that wouldn't matter because I don't have Guerrilla Tactics. I really could use a wall crawl. Maybe best to get Ghost Spider in here. Help me at least take a couple of hits. Yeah, I can't. Well, I can do a fair amount of damage to the villains. Just attacking. Which could be good because I could get rid of Guerrilla Tactics. Yeah. I'm going to do these 3 as resources to pay for a melee. It's going to deal 3 damage here to Doc Ock. And 3 damage here to Electro. Then Silk is going to attack with Spider Claws. And is going to do 5 damage here to Doc Ock. That will defeat Doc Ock. He's going to remove 4 threat from this scheme. Then outwit. Ooh, shoot. I didn't think about this. Organic webbing is going to cause me to discard a card. So I really do need to thwart. Okay. Organic webbing is going to cause me to discard, take 1 for the team, which is going to ready me and give me aerial. And I'm going to thwart 2 off of the main, hoping that we don't get destroyed this next phase. Now we can defend a little bit, but not nearly enough. We're going to draw 5 cards. We get a wall crawl now, an investigative journalism. Okay. So it goes up by 1. Electro will attack for 1, 2, plus a boost. I think I'm defending this one. I'm defending for 3. And then 4, 5. It's the same encounter set. Defending for 5, and then I'll be tucking the top card of the encounter deck, or the top card of the encounter discard pile. He's attacking for 1, 2, 3. I don't take any damage, so I don't discard anything, fortunately. That means, so I defended for 5. He attacked for 3. I take no damage. I got to tuck that card because of the spider reflexes, which is good. That's for ingenuity. We'll throw this over here. So he attacked. These guys will attack each for 1, so I take a damage. I can't thwart side schemes. Okay, that's right. I can't thwart side schemes, but I can defeat the main villains to do so. I do need to get rid of these guys, but I don't have any guerrilla tactics, so that's unfortunate. Okay, so that is the attacks. We get an encounter card. First one, brute force barricade. Threat cannot be removed from other side schemes. Great! Okay, now it's my turn. So I need to take care of these guys. What can I do to do that? 1, 2 for Auto Octavius. That's interesting because we have a Auto Octavius there. Anyways, we got him in play. He's going to then ready Ingenuity. Then Ingenuity is going to pay for Wall Crawl. Wall Crawl is going to remove 2 threat from this scheme. And then I will discard. No, I won't. I think that's fine. What I will do is use Organic Webbing to discard that to ready me. So now I can attack Electro for 2, 3, 4 with Spider Claws. Takes him down to 1. Really don't want to do this, but Spider-Man's going to attack him to defeat him. It does remove Spider-Man from play. So we draw a card. That did not work in our favor. Did it? Did not. So it does defeat Electro, though. So he gets to remove 7 threat from a scheme. So we're going to remove 7 threat from here, bringing that down to 2. can be risky. We do have another scheme, so I'm going to flip down. And Albert Moon is just going to take a card and give it to me. That is a Sinister 6 card. Love it. And then I'm going to ready and we'll draw. Wait. Then I will use the Power of Aggression to play for Hall of Heroes. Then I will draw and ready. Although, instead of doing that, so what I will do is I will discard, because I haven't done that this turn. So I'm going to discard this to draw 2 cards. So I get a Wall Crawl and a Swinging Silk Kick. I will use the Swinging Silk Kick, Power of Aggression, and Hall of Heroes as 3 resources. Pay for Madam Web, who's going to look at the top 3 cards of the encounter deck. So that where X is the number of Web Warrior cards I control. So yeah, I control 1, 2, 3. Oh, just 2. Top 2 cards. And then I may discard 1 card, looked at this way, and put the rest back in any order. So this is a boost card. Whoever's coming out is going to scheme for whatever. So 1 plus this is going to... either way, that main scheme is going to pop for sure. So this comes out as a side scheme. I think we're okay with that. Okay. Now, ooh, okay. What am I thinking? She's going to thwart for 2, which could save me the game. So, or not the game, but that scheme. So she takes a consequential. Then I will draw, ready and draw up to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nice. Okay. Not getting to do the thing I wanted to do with Spider-Woman, but it, seems like it's working out okay. Now, threat goes up by 1. Oh, we may still lose. I don't know. Threat goes up by 1. We get a new villain. It is the 3rd activation order. Hobgoblin. Yeah, we're going to lose this scheme. Anyways, Hobgoblin comes in with 9 hit points. The active counter. He's going to then scheme for 2, 3, 4. Actually, no, that does not lose us that. Dang, let's go. So it's at 7. Oh, forgot about these guys. Then they each scheme for 1. The first guy puts it over. And then when revealed, choose a set-aside villain at random. Put that villain into play. Put the active counter on it. It is 2. We get Electro. He comes in with 8. And then if no villain was put into play this way, or this is expert mode, deal the player 1 face down encounter card. So we get a face down encounter card. This flips up. It comes in with 3 threat. Dude schemes for 1. And that sucks. So then this and this are our final encounter cards. High Fashion. This card gains Insight 1. Put the set aside Electro and Craven the Hunter. If Electro is already in play, discard the highest cost card I control. Fine with me. That's Boot Camp. That is if Electro is already in play. He is right there. And then if Craven is in... Okay, so we get Craven in play now. He comes in with 9 hit points. Things are a little crazy. And then the villain schemes. Pretty sure that means we lose. 2. Yeah, no, that means we lose. Because he's scheming for 3. So that's it, guys. Another loss. 3, 4, 5. Yep. Okay. So yes, I think what we're going to end up doing is we're going to remove boot camp, Hall of Heroes, and then dive bomb. Dive bomb is pretty niche in this deck. So we'll remove those 4 cards and 5. Those 5 cards, and we'll come back to this deck with some other aggression cards to see if we can make this any better. Really, the goal of this deck is to try and play off Spider Woman and Web of Life and Destiny. Those are the 2 things that we're trying to do. It's not working. We're not able to get Spider Woman down when we want to, and things like that. So we need to refocus. Maybe this isn't the deck to do with Miss Cindy Moon here, but we can definitely keep trying. Or we can completely change the deck up and see what she wants to do in aggression. So thanks guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.